Yeah, nigga, I'm back. I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I'm back. I'm back. I'm bored. I'm up in this small, huh? Ain't nothing else to do. So let me make some videos. Let me load them up real quick, man. Let me get it. Let me put some twerk on the block real quick. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start looking at this thing like that, man. Like I'm, bagging up. Like I'm putting a bomb on the block. I'm putting some twerk on the block, man. I'm gonna have that same type of the drive that I used to have when I used to be on certain blocks, man. You know what I'm saying? Just tell your niggas how to take a block, how to real shit, man. I went to spots where I was totally unknown. I mean, didn't know where it was at. You know what I'm saying? I remember I went up to motherfucking Albany one time, and set up. I saw the motherfucking movements, and I just set up. I ain't give a fuck who was out there. I had to eat, and it was all shit. The techniques and tactics that I had learned from places like D.C. and Connecticut and Savannah, Georgia, and all that old shit, man. Yeah, man. That reminds me of this incident that I had down in Savannah, Georgia and shit, man. Some crazy shit, man. I was down there with my man and shit. From BK, this kid that I had met through this girl that I was seeing and her best friend, another chick that I had grew up with, like her cousin or something. She was dating this kid or started messing with this kid, and me and him had the same name, ironically. You know what I'm saying? We had the same fucking name, and she was like, "Yo, I want you to meet him," and he was a red, light-skinned nigga like myself and all that. So it was like we instantly clicked when I met the nigga and shit. And, bottom line and shit, he's about the same age. This nigga was getting money, so he seen what it was with me. Next thing I know, he was going out to Savannah. I said, "You going out to where? Savannah, Georgia?" So I was up for the challenge, man. This was back in the day and all that, man. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck it." And we went down there. He took me down there with him, and it was all love, man. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. Different areas, man. Different niggas get down certain type of ways and all that, man. In Savannah, Georgia, shit was crazy, son. Crazy, man. This was the only place. I remember when we got down there, right? They was looking at us. They thought we was moles. They thought we was homo because of the way we was dressed and all that. We was just doing some, some New York shit. Had the uptowns on. They was like, "Why y'all got so?" They was asking us questions like, "Why y'all got so many tennis shoes?" I said, "Huh? Tennis shoes? This what y'all call them? They tennis shoes down here?" So that was like a red flag right there. But I didn't pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? And basically down there, we were on a strip. I remember the address. It was 711 Staley Avenue. I never forget that shit. And everybody down there, I kid you not, was jet motherfucking black. I'd never seen me and my man, other red nigga from BK, we stood out like fucking sore thumbs. The only other motherfucker down there that was light skinned was a dude that they call, I swear to God, this is crazy, a dude that they referred to him, his name was Dead Man. And they called him Dead Man because they said that he looked like he died and came back to life. He was light skinned, but he had all these bumps and he was so fucking ugly. He was crazy. He had green eyes. His face was like lopsided. He looked like a monster. And they was like, this the only other light skinned motherfucker in town. So everybody else was fucking triple black. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we stood out. We was on 711 Staley Avenue, right? So, my man, he brought me down there. They was already familiar with him. He had this old timer. You know what I'm saying? Kid hopping from it. I'm gonna say his name because I know he got to be dead by now. His name was Mr. Scott, and at that time he had the town locked. You know what I'm saying? Him and his man, and this nigga was damn near like a Frank Lucas nigga back then. He was like 70, but anybody come from out of town, he'd cop whatever they had. He'd cop from them. If you brought 100 yams, whatever, he'd cop it from you. Go to Mr. Scott, he don't give a fuck. He was feeling you was cool. He had his bodyguard stand there, big nigga with the afro, big old school diesel. Yeah, but niggas knew not to play with him. He already was known like, nigga, I had you whacked. He was known down there like that, but he was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I know he got to be, unless he like 100 and something right now, because this was like 30 years ago. But he was about 70 then, and he was the man down there. You know what I'm saying? And Yes, they had smashed this kid. He was going around robbing niggas and all that. They had smashed him one weekend. And then the next weekend, I was out there when they had his funeral right in town. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was like a different type of, it's like a funny vibe down there. You see a nigga 1 minute, the next minute, they don't have no problem laying you down. I'm telling you that. But it wasn't violent really like how like DC was and all that. But if you cross one of them old timers or you cross the wrong motherfucker, they will lay you down and they'll like, oh, such and such got killed, and it was like everybody had put on they suits and shit and come to the church on Sunday, the little community church, and they're just that shit was like some eerie shit too, like some wild shit, man. But anyway, it was this dude named tell you a little story about. It was a couple crazy stories, you know what I'm saying? We was staying at the hotel. We had a nigga down there like he was a gay nigga. He was gay, but his name was what was this nigga name? He looked like Luther Vandross. He used to. That's why the bitches didn't want. For a minute when we got down there, the bitches wouldn't fuck with us, and we was wondering why. Jeffrey, his name was Jeffrey. They thought we was Jeffrey's boyfriends. They was like, where'd Jeffrey get these two light skinned niggas from? They thought we was on some. You know, we was lesbians or something. So anyway, after we got that shit straightened out, you know what I'm saying? We was smashing everything. You know what I'm saying? I had a girl. It was a chick down there that he was smashing. I was like, damn, I want some. Her name was Frankie. She lived in. We was. This is who we was staying with. Cause I told you we had a situation. I don't know if I told you, but the hotels down there almost got smashed. It was a good thing. And this is what I'm saying. You be careful, man. You niggas gotta be careful, man. So I don't fuck with them hotels. We down there in the hotel, and it was two black chicks. It was an ugly one and it was a pretty one. We was flirting with the pretty one and the ugly one. No, the pretty one. She found the work. We got sloppy, and this nigga had some shit bottled up. I bet was giving out samples, and two of them fell on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And she found them, and we had all our luggage in there. We had money in the back, and she was like, "Look," she came to us and brought us the shit. She was like, "This is yours." She said, "I'm gonna tell you something. The ugly bitch, we wasn't giving her no rhythm. It was just this one girl. You can tell that the other chick didn't. She wasn't feeling that shit." And she told us, she said, if my partner, this other chick, if she would have found this shit, she said, y'all would have been ass out. She said, I advise y'all to leave right now. You know what I'm saying? She hit us with our shit. Yo, we got up out there so motherfucking fast. It wasn't funny. That's why I don't like fucking with them hotels. So we started fucking, my man, he started fucking with this bitch named Frankie. Long story short, after a while, I was coming down there. I was in the living room one night. And the nigga was upstairs tearing that ass up. He was out here, and this bitch, he smashed, he tearing, she, oh, oh. That shit had me in there feeling like a pee-wee ass nigga. I'm like, damn, man, I don't got no. But you know, I eventually smashed later. I came down there on the low, but this is how my man, me and him were. We was cool like that. He didn't care. He laughed about it. It was like, it was nothing to him. I told him, I said, yo, you know, I was smashing Frankie last night. He was like, oh, word, ah, you so funny nigga. It was to a point where I didn't even need him no more. I can come down there by myself and just go straight to Frankie's house. I knew the routes. I knew how to get to her house because, you know, she was struggling at the time. And at the time, she was living in a place and it was beautiful. It smelled like new money in there. It had wall to wall carpets upstairs and downstairs. It was a little airy because she had two kids, two daughters, and she trusted us in the house. She worked in Pizza Hut and was struggling. Her rent was $250 a month. So we went in there, you know, we was getting money. She ain't never seen no shit like that in her life. She was amazed at how many sneakers we had. We got like 10 pair of Uptowns apiece. I don't know why we bought that many pair of sneakers down there. Don't ask me, but you know, I left some Uptowns down there. You know what I'm saying? I lost her number because she was such a sweet girl. Her name was Frankie. So, Frankie, if you hear this video, you happen to see this video, try to holler at me, man. Because you know, she was such a sweet girl. And she was so thick. Her ass was so big. And, anyway, my man was smashing, I was smashing, but it was all love. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we was down there. Yeah, this nigga named Dirty Mike. Dirty Mike, he was the nigga that, you know what I'm saying, used to wear the trench coats and all that stinking dirty nigga living all in abandoned houses and all that, right? So one night I had to put it on Mike's ass because we was giving Mike little, you know what I'm saying? And I felt he was taking advantage, so I had to put hands on Mike. You know what I'm saying? So at the time, it was a cop down there. His name was Officer Fox. They had chased him out of Miami because of the activity and shit he was doing down there. Niggas, he was running up in spots, doing all kind of shit. So he transferred from Miami because they supposedly, this was the story I got, they put a hit out on him down there with her. So he came to Savannah. But anyway, he had these niggas in Savannah under the grips. He had them niggas, they were, here come Officer Fox. He was like the bad cop down there. Like, you ain't want to fuck with Fox. You know what I'm saying? So I had always heard about him. So anyway, when I put hands on Mike that time, you know what I'm saying? He out there, it's 90 degrees. He got a long trench coat on, smelling like piss and shit. So I was like, and he was an OG. To me, he was like 35 at the time. I'm like maybe 19. So anyway, something happened. You know what I'm saying? He fucked up some money. I had a 22 on me, and I had the shit you change the tires, and I fronted on him with it, and I hit him in his, like I was gonna hit him in his head, and he ducked, and I hit him in his leg. He said, "Oh, okay." You know what I'm saying? So he tried to rustle the shit out my hand, and the nigga almost had it. He almost had it. I wasn't gonna let him get that crowbar out my hand, so I backed up real quick, and I backed him down with the deuce. I said, "What, nigga? What?" So he's like, "Oh," and nigga ran. You know what I'm saying? So boom, when he ran. So I had a bad feeling. I said, "Yo, man," I said, "Get the twerk." You know what I'm saying, to my man. She was like, "Yo," you know what I'm saying, "Put it in a gray flannel bag, the gray shit, like the, you know what I'm saying." I never forget it. We put all the twerk in the bag, and we got Jeffrey, the homo nigga, was like, "Yo, we going back to the motherfucking," and that's when we were still staying in the telly, mind you. So we got Jeffrey, had the old Dukes of Hazzard car, you know what I'm saying? So we got in Jeffrey's shit like about a half hour after the incident. I just had a bad feeling. We get in the motherfucking car. We get halfway down the road. We almost say, "Jeffrey, make the right, here we go," because we never let Jeffrey know what hotel we were staying in. We would let him, we would drive, Jeffrey would drive us to the car dealership, and we would walk. So anyway, car stops. I look, blue lights behind us. I said, "Oh shit, here it is. It's the police. They pulling us over." So boom, I see a nigga get out, white nigga, tall, big. You know what I'm saying? Then here come Dirty Mike. Dirty Mike. The same nigga I just hit with the crowbar, pull a gun out on him. But I had the gun. The gun was in the house. So anyway, we said, "Yo, what up, man?" Well, I'm in the back. It's a two-door car. My man panics. He got all of the twerk in the gray flannel. I grabbed the gray flannel bag, and I said, "Yo, some real shit." And I put it down in my nuts. And I was just sitting there like this. And I looked at Mike, and I was like, "Hey, yo, Mike." Mike looked in the car, and so the cop was like, "Yo," he said, "Do you see the guy who assaulted you, Mike?" And Mike was like, and I swear to God, I was looking at this nigga like this. I said, "You Mike, man, I'm telling you, B." And I'm still threatening him. I didn't know what else to do. I'm nervous, but I didn't want to lose my cool. And guess it was Officer Fox. The same cop I'm telling you about. The nigga that everybody was scared of. The nigga that they say will take you and violate your rights and have you and strip search you in the street and all that. It was Officer Fox. I seen the fucking name on the thing, and I knew what it was. I said, "Oh, this nigga working, he fucking with Fox." So he was like, "Yeah, Mike, did you see the nigga that, do you see the guys that assaulted you in here," with the country voice? He said, "You see the guys who assaulted you in here, Michael?" And Mike looked in the car and stuck his head in, and my man was just looking straight ahead. I'm sitting in the back. Jeffrey was there. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Yo, Mike," I said, "I'm telling you, son, I'm telling you." I wasn't from that town. All he had to do was say, "Yeah, this the nigga back here." It would have been a rap. But just on some G shit, he was like, "Nah." He said, "I don't see him." He said, "But the next time he put his hands on me, it's going to be a problem. A big problem." And you know what I'm saying? I ain't had no other alternative but to respect that. He was like, "All right, gentlemen, and let us go." I had all the twerk on me. I'd have been, you know what I'm saying? But that's one of them, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's how I give it up. I grab all the twerk like this. Fuck it. I got us in this situation. And God was just on the nigga side, man. God was just on a nigga's side, B. That shit was crazy, man. I think about that shit to this day and get the motherfucking shivers, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because that's some real street shit. But yeah, them motherfucking Savannah, Georgia niggas, I'll lay you down in a minute. We was smashing this other chick too. Yeah, and then there was this light skinned nigga named Slim. He used to always look at me and be like, "Yeah, Bo." He said, "Yeah, Bo, I can tell one of your parents is white." He said, "Look at your eyes. You got them green, funny looking eyes." And I thought he was playing at first, but he was serious. And I had to check him about that shit. Them niggas was real funny, man. Like some all triple black niggas. And they thought I was white and all type of funny shit. And his sisters ain't want to give me no it ass and all that, man. But we hurried up and got the fuck up out of there, man. Savannah, Georgia. 711 Staley Avenue. Never forget that shit as long as I live. Shout out to all my peoples from 711 Staley Avenue down in Savannah, Georgia. You know, it was real fucking nice. Real nice. All them girls. It was real nice. The nigga, little black nigga from the candy store. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. Do what you do. Like me because I love you. Do what you do.